If you're looking at really improving your English speaking skills in 2026, then you may find today's video rather useful. I'm looking at 8 things that can frankly be a bit of a waste of time. Things that might seem productive and useful, but are actually doing very little to improve your fluency in English. So today we're going to gently clear out the clutter and get really honest about what not to do. Think of it as a little English declutter session. I'm Jo, and I work with adults who speak English as a second plus language. I make videos here on YouTube once a week, and I work with intermediate to advanced speakers of English on a one-to-one basis. If you're interested in a private English conversation class with me, then get in touch. I'll put a link in the description below to my website, and you can find out more information about my classes. So, at this time of year, a lot of my students are looking back over the past year and thinking about the progress that they've made. And they're also looking forward to the new year and thinking about their goals, habits, and routines, wondering what they can do to improve and grow. But here's the truth. Sometimes the key to getting better isn't about adding more. It's actually about removing the stuff that isn't helping. So today we're going to talk about what not to do if you want to make real progress in 2026. So grab a cup of coffee, get cozy, and we'll make a start. Number 1, my first don't. Don't bother memorising long vocabulary lists. Look, I love making lists. I make lists for everything. What I need from the supermarket, videos I want to make, books I want to read, all the stuff I need to do. But lists of random English words? Absolutely not. If you've ever tried to memorise 20 completely unrelated words, consequence, tulip, warehouse, spatula, then you'll know exactly what I mean. You learn them, you feel proud of yourself, and then 3 days later, they've vanished, completely forgotten. Vocabulary lists waste time because they have no real meaning. The brain remembers what is emotional, relevant, and repeated in real life. So, what to do instead? Learn phrases. Learn small, useful chunks instead. Learning chunks is one of the fastest, easiest ways to sound natural in English because you're learning small groups of words that native speakers actually use together. Instead of building sentences word by word and worrying about grammar and translation, prepositions, chunks give you ready-made phrases. They're already correct. They're natural and easy to remember. They help you think in English, reduce mistakes, and they improve your pronunciation and your rhythm. And they all overall make speaking feel smoother and more natural, so you can feel a bit more confident. In short, chunks are the building blocks of real-life English. Now, I'm planning on making a video about learning chunks. So if that's something that you might be interested in, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell for notifications. I'm also going to make a free PDF that you can download to accompany this video. And in the PDF, I'll include some examples of chunks. But for now, a few examples. I'm not sure I follow, meaning I'm not sure I understand. I'll keep you posted, meaning I'll keep you informed of what's going on. That's not quite what I mean, meaning that you're being slightly misunderstood. These are all things that people actually say, and they stick. You can use them often. Okay, so number 2, don't listen passively. Now, I know many English learners who listen to podcasts for hours. They watch YouTube videos while they're cooking, while they're cleaning, commuting, and so on. And in theory, this sounds brilliant. Lots of exposure to the language. But passive listening creates familiarity, not fluency. It makes you feel like you're doing something, but it doesn't actually move the needle unless you engage with the language. You know, when you listen to a podcast and then you suddenly realise that you haven't understood anything for the last 5 minutes because you were daydreaming about dinner? Well, that's what I'm talking about. So, what to do instead? Take 30 seconds of somebody speaking, just 30 seconds to begin with, and shadow it. Or write down the phrases you like and repeat them. Being intentional for a few minutes is far more effective than listening passively for half an hour. For more about shadowing, I recommend you watch this video that I made a couple of months ago. Number 3, don't chase perfection and don't obsess over mistakes. Ah, yes, perfectionism, my old friend. You know, if I chased perfectionism, I would never actually upload a video to YouTube. One of the biggest time wasters in language learning is perfectionism, trying to sound perfect or worrying about every mistake before you even open your mouth. This keeps people silent, it keeps people anxious, and it keeps people exactly where they are and not moving forward. In the real world, people don't care if your prepositions are flawless. They care whether they understand you, whether they feel connected with you, and whether the conversation flows. English isn't a performance, it's a tool. So, what to do instead? Aim for clarity and not perfection. Focus on connection. Speak early, speak often, and speak imperfectly. Fluency improves through doing, not through fear. Number 4. Don't study English without speaking it. This one might sting a little. You can't learn to speak English without speaking English. I know it sounds obvious, but many learners avoid speaking altogether until they feel ready. They read, they watch, they make notes, they plan, and they wait until that magic moment when they feel ready, when they feel confident. And let's face it, deep down, I think you know the truth. That magic moment never actually arrives. You create confidence by speaking through the awkwardness. So, what to do instead? 5 minutes, just 5 minutes of speaking every day. Out loud, recording voice notes on your phone, talking to yourself, to a friend, to a teacher, to the dog. You need to activate the language to own it. You could try narrating your day. I'm just making a coffee. Next, I should really reply to that email. Oh, blimey, it's raining again out there. If you're anything like me, you already talk to yourself a little bit, so you might as well do it in English. Number 5. Don't constantly switch between books, apps, teachers, videos. We live in a world where you can learn English from multiple resources, and that's fantastic. Podcasts, videos, apps, TikTok, Instagram, newsletters, newspapers, memes, and about 50 different AI tools. And of course, they all look amazing. The problem is, though, you keep on changing direction. Each resource feels shiny and new and exciting. But every time you switch, it's like you're starting again from zero. It's like planting lots of seeds in a garden, but never actually watering any of them. So, what should you do instead? Choose one core routine for 30 days and stick with it. Review it weekly, keep it simple, and then once you have consistency, then add a little bit of variety, not the other way around. Okay, where are we up to? Number 6. Don't study grammar because you should. Grammar is wonderful, and it can be interesting and really helpful and essential in expressing nuance and precision. But grammar study becomes a waste of time when you do it out of obligation or a sense of guilt. Grammar only really makes sense when it's connected to actual communication. So, what to do instead? Learn grammar through real sentences. Sentences you'll actually use. So, for example, instead of learning second conditional, if plus past simple, would plus verb, try If I had more time, I would practice English every day. Or if I lived in London, I would go to Buckingham Palace every day. Suddenly, the grammar isn't abstract, it's yours, and it's more memorable. Don't number 7. Don't revise the same material over and over again. This one is sneaky. A lot of learners stay stuck at the same level because they keep revising material that they already actually know. It feels comfortable, it feels safe, and it feels like progress. But it isn't. English should stretch you just enough to feel interesting, a bit challenging, but not overwhelming. If you never go into slightly more uncomfortable territory, then your brain has no reason to grow. So, what to do instead? Choose something one level above your comfort zone. 1, not 5. A harder article, or a new podcast, or a more challenging conversation partner. A different style of content. Little stretches create big results. Don't number 8 is don't wait for the perfect time. We touched on this a little bit earlier. If you wait for life to get calm before you start working on your English, then seriously, I hate to break it to you, but when you're an adult, life never actually gets calm. English has to fit into your life exactly as it is. People often say to me, I'll make a start once work is a bit quieter, or when the kids go back to school, or when I'm less tired. I make these excuses all the time. And I've come to realise that life will never become simple and easy, and I'll never feel like there's enough time. So, what to do instead? Well, I suggest you try using micro habits. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, a phrase a day. English should fit into your real life, not the imaginary life where everything is calm and peaceful and super organised. If that life actually existed, I would be recording this video from the Maldives with a cocktail in my hand. Let's recap. The 8 big time wasters in English learning are memorising random vocabulary, passive listening, perfectionism, avoiding speaking, switching constantly between tools. That's 5. Grammar guilt, revising safe material forever, and waiting for perfect conditions. If you stop doing just one of these things, then you're making space for real progress, meaningful progress. Your English will feel more natural, more lighter, and a bit more like you. Most people don't struggle because they're bad at languages. They struggle because they're spending time in the wrong places. They're doing things that maybe look serious, but things that don't actually help them communicate. You deserve a routine that feels manageable, realistic, and connected to your real life. You don't need to study harder, you need to study smarter, and in a way that is kind to yourself. And if 2026 is the year that you want to feel a bit more confident, more expressive, and more fluent, then start by removing the things that are holding you back. If you'd like to know some of the things that you could focus on instead, then have a look at some of my other videos. There are videos about things like shadowing, about SMART goals, and about habits. And if you want some personal support, you can book a one-to-one conversation class with me. I'd love to talk to you about building a routine that fits your life, your goals, and your personality. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.